The sun was still shining, children were still laughing, and in just a few minutes, everything would burn. This is not just a story. It is a story of a young girl. She went through different ordeals but remained determined to see the dawn of a new day. This is what happens when peace is taken in a blink. This is Ajara's story, a true story of one of the survivors of abduction by daredevil insurgents in Africa. Before the screams, before the gunshots, before the darkness, there was a village, simple, quiet, alive. And in that village there was a girl who had no idea her life was about to change forever. The sun hung low in the sky, spreading a soft golden light across the land. Dusty paths curved gently between small mud houses. Market stalls buzzed with life. Women laughed as they bought and sold their wares. Men sat under big trees, sharing stories. And children filled the air with joy. Ajara was one of them, barefoot, smiling, running freely. Her laughter was loud. Her dreams were simple. School, a better life, a future far away from fear. She didn't know it yet, but this would be the last normal day of her life. Sometimes danger doesn't arrive quietly. It gives signs, a strange silence, a shift in the air, a feeling you can't explain. That day, something felt off. Then a cloud of dust appeared in the distance. At first, it looked harmless, but it was coming fast, too fast. Then it happened. Gunshots, loud, sudden, terrifying. The peaceful village exploded into chaos. Mothers screamed, children cried, people ran in every direction. The sound of engines roared closer, motorcycles, men, armed, heartless. They stormed into the village like a storm that couldn't be stopped. Everything broke apart at once, sporadic gunshots. People fell while trying to escape. Others were too slow. The ground, once full of life, was now covered in bodies. Homes burned, food was stolen, animals were dragged away. Nothing was spared, not even the children. Ajara stood frozen for a moment, trying to understand what was happening. But fear doesn't give you time to think. A hand grabbed her, hard, tight. She screamed, she fought, but it didn't matter. She was pulled away from everything she knew, her family, her home, her life, gone in seconds. They were many. Girls, boys, all taken, all crying, all confused. They were forced into the forest. Anyone who tried to run was shot. Just like that. No warning, no mercy. Bodies were left behind on the path. A message to the rest: don't even think about trying to escape. Ajara stumbled as she walked. Her legs were weak, her eyes blurred with tears. Her mind raced with one question: is this how I die? This wasn't the first attack her village had seen, and no one who had been taken before had ever come back. Not one. She thought about her mother, her home, her dreams of going to school. All gone, just like that. And behind her, more gunshots, each one another life gone. The deeper they went, the darker it became. The village lights faded behind her, her past disappearing with it. There was no rescue coming. No one could fight back. The people left behind could only mourn. At some point, Ajara stopped fighting, not because she wanted to, but because she had no strength left. She was trapped between two choices: try to escape and die, or stay and hope. Neither of the choices felt like life. For 2 days they walked, no food, no water, just pain. Some didn't make it. They fell and were left behind. No one stopped. No one cared. The forest swallowed them all. Finally they arrived, a hidden camp, deep inside the forest. Ajara felt a small relief. It was over. Or so she thought. Chains appeared, cold, heavy, real. She was tied like an animal. A small bowl of food was given to her. She couldn't eat, not after everything. When she refused, they beat her, hard. No mercy, no pity. But hunger doesn't wait. Later she begged for that same food, but it was too late. They denied her. That was the rule here. Obey or suffer, Ajara cried. In that darkness she wasn't alone. Other girls, other boys, all broken, all scared, but still alive. And slowly Ajara made a decision. If I can't escape now, I will survive. That night, something worse happened. The boys were separated, taken away. Then gunshots, many, loud screams, final. By morning the truth came. They were gone, killed, their corpses burnt. The reason? Because they were too weak, or because they refused to join. Just like that. That was the moment Ajara understood. This place had no rules, no fairness, no future. If she didn't become strong, she wouldn't survive. But survival is only the beginning. What if your life didn't end in one moment, but slowly disappeared, day by day? No rescue, no escape, no one coming, just you and the darkness. This was her new reality, deep inside the forest, far away from the world, a place hidden under tall trees, where sunlight barely touched the ground. That was where they kept them. Boat Dame. The camp didn't look like much from the outside, just scattered tents, old, worn, barely standing. But inside, it was something else. Every tent was a prison, every corner, filled with fear. No laughter, no freedom, only silence and suffering. Ajara's world became very small, just a dark space, bare and offering no comfort. A cold ground, a weak flickering light. That was her life now. No family, no home, just survival. Days passed, then weeks, then months. But inside that place, time didn't feel real anymore. Every day felt the same. Wake up in fear, sleep in fear, and in between, try to stay alive. Food was never enough, just small portions, barely enough to keep them standing. Water was dirty, people got sick, some didn't survive, and when they were gone, life just continued, like they were never there. But hunger wasn't the worst part. It was the fear, always there, watching, waiting. The men who controlled the camp, they didn't need a reason. Punishment could come any time, for anything, or for nothing at all. There were moments Ajara felt like giving up, moments she wished everything would just end, because the pain felt endless. But somehow she kept breathing. At night, when everything became quiet, Ajara would close her eyes and remember her mother's face, her home, her old life. Those memories were all she had left. But slowly, even those started to fade. Faces became blurry, voices became distant, and that scared her the most, because if she forgot them, then what was left? But she wasn't alone. Other girls were there, other children, broken, like her. And sometimes they would whisper, talk about home, share memories, remind each other they were still human. Those small conversations became everything. A few words, a shared look, a reminder. You're not alone. And in a place like that, that meant survival. One day, something changed inside Ajara. Not outside, nothing around her improved, but inside. Something shifted. She made a quiet decision. I will not die here. Not today, not like this. They could control her body, but not her mind. And from that moment, she started changing. She watched more, listened more, learned more. Every movement, every pattern, she was preparing, even if she didn't know how yet. Sometimes she would escape, not physically, but in her mind. She would imagine walking freely, feel the sun, hear birds, run, without fear. But reality always returned, cold, harsh, unforgiving, and each time it hurt, but it didn't break her. Ajara stopped crying as much, not because the pain was gone, but because she was becoming stronger, quiet, focused, different, Every day Watwatwa was a fight, not with weapons, not with strength, but inside her mind. And she was winning, slowly, because the moment someone refuses to break, they become something powerful. And Ajara was no longer just surviving. She was becoming something else. She didn't know when her chance would come. She didn't know how, but she believed it would. And when it did, she would be ready. Some people disappear and are never heard from again. But Ajara, her story, was not going to end in that forest, because what she faced next pushed her even further. A moment that changed everything. If this story touched you and you want to see how far this shocking journey really went, take a second to like the video and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. See you in the next video.